Let's quickly talk about Laurel Road versus SoFi. Of course, we are speaking about personal loan providers, and the big question is which one actually offers better personal loans this year? So Laurel Road on one end and SoFi on the other. Okay, so here's an overview here. One thing you need to understand here is that SoFi is really great for you if you need a large personal loan and you also want the loan with or without a cosigner, but also you are looking for flexible repayment terms. Okay, so SoFi is really big on that front, the large personal loan. So if you're looking for something, even 6 digits, go to SoFi. They'll give you a loan, a personal loan with a maximum amount of $100,000. So Laurel Road is actually great for you if you have a good to excellent credit and you need a smaller personal loan. So Laurel Road will take care of you in terms of a better APR, but the thing is they will ask you for a higher APR. So you want to pre-qualify with both of those two lenders to actually see which offers the better deal and compare with other lenders too. So what you want to do is you want to really go through the pre-qualification process and actually get offers from Laurel Road, but also from SoFi. So because you can do those two simultaneously because it's a pre-qualification process. You haven't give the either or the authorization to actually to do a hard pull on you. So they're not going to do a hard pull unless you're given the authorization to really do so. Okay, so Laurel Road and SoFi, they actually they started about 2013 and 2015. So they've been around for about 10 years now. Okay, 10 years now, and you're looking at funding, like you're looking at repayment windows from 24 months all the way to 84 months. So from 2 years all the way to 8 years. Not 8 years, 7 years. 84 months, 7 years. So let me first talk to you about Laurel Road. So let's talk about Laurel. So if you think about Laurel Road, think about a lender that's primarily great, let's say for you, if you are a medical professional and you happen to have excellent credit. So the conditions for qualification, but also approval on Laurel Road are higher. Okay, so Laurel Road actually offers unsecured personal loans with a 45,000 maximum, $45,000 maximum loan for most borrowers, and they also have specialized loans up to $80,000 for medical professionals. Okay, so but the thing is that what happens with Laurel Road is that you're able to get a let's say a decent loan at a good rate. I mean, for instance, if you are a medical professional, chances are you are working already, okay, and you have the possibility to actually generate revenue faster to be able to repay the loan. So Laurel Road is actually more comfortable letting to folks in your industry, and so if you are approved, you can use the funds for almost any purpose, including debt consolidation, travel, and even wedding. Okay, but unlike some let's say alternative lenders, Laurel Road doesn't allow you to use funds to cover post-secondary education expenses. Okay, that's one thing they really pay attention to. They do not want borrowers to use their funds to for educational purposes. So long story short, this Laurel Road loan is actually great for you if you are primarily in the healthcare sector. Even though you can be approved even if you're not actually working in the healthcare sector. So just be aware of that. So, what are the pros and cons here? If you think about Laurel Road, what kind of pros and cons should you be contemplating? So, one thing for sure, you have a very competitive APR range, which makes sense because if you have a high FICO score, chances are your credit profile is way better than someone who has let's say a 400 or 500. Okay, so because the person has a better credit profile, it makes sense that they're charging you a lower APR. Also, what I love about this Laurel Road lender is that they don't have origination fees. Okay, in this space, this is really good to remember because SoFi, Upstarts, Upgrade, all those lenders, they charge you origination fees all the way to 10% of the loan amount. Okay, so this is something that can be let's say discouraging really if you're looking for a large loan amount. So you also have a co-signed loans available. So through Road, you're able to co-sign a loan. You can have a co-signer, a spouse, or a friend, or a family member actually co-sign a loan. On the flip side, you have a lower maximum loan amount. Okay, so $45,000, while others are giving up to $100,000. Laurel Road is actually giving you $45,000. You have a longer time to funding, so it's not rare to have to have a Laurel Road loan take about 3 days all the way to 14 days to actually close, especially depending on your location, but also the loan amount that you want. And there is no co-borrower option, so just be aware of that. The co-sign loan option is possible, but there is no co-borrower option. So something to really keep in mind this year. What about SoFi here? So if you think about SoFi, what kind of overview do you want to really remember about this lender? So SoFi is definitely better for large loan amounts and also quick funding. So if you remember, I was just telling you that Laurel Road will take literally days to actually approve you. SoFi is really fast. Okay, really fast. So SoFi offers personal loans up to $100,000 with no set minimum credit score. So this is kind of cool. I mean, first of all, when you think about SoFi, you have an online lender offering 6 digits. Can you imagine that? 6 digits. They're giving you a maximum loan amount of $100,000, and they're doing so by funding your loan really fast. Okay, and also there's no minimum credit score. And when it comes to SoFi, they also extend the flexibility to the kind of loan you can apply for. You can opt to add a co-signer or a co-borrower, the latter of whom shares your access to the loan proceeds. Okay, and the lender offers flexible terms for from 2 to 7 years, making it a great fit for larger loan amounts. So if you happen to be approved for a large loan amount, you do not want to pay you do not want to pay it back within say 3 years, 4 years, or 5 years. When it's possible to pay it back in 7 years, you want to go for that. Okay, so SoFi does offer that flexibility in terms of payment back. So that's really fantastic. And one thing I want to say here is that when you think about SoFi, you have to remember that it's all about the flexibility. Okay, so 24 to 84 months, but you remember that there is a loan origination fee that goes from 0% all the way to 7%. Okay, that's something to really remember. But in terms of funding, you can be funded real fast. You can be funded real fast, especially if you have been with SoFi for a while now. If you have, let's say, if you have a SoFi, some kind of relationship with them in the past, that can really help you big time get approved even faster. So, what are the pros and cons when it comes to a SoFi this year? Let me first talk about the positives before I speak about the negatives, if you will. So, if you think about SoFi, it's really important to remember that basically the pros include fast funding. I want to insist on that because not a lot of lenders online will give you that much of a loan and that fast. Okay, $100,000 within 24 hours. This is kind of cool to really mention. This is noteworthy, especially if you're looking for loans that high. Also, co-signers and co-borrowers are allowed. Okay, so co-signers and co-borrowers are allowed, especially if you're looking for some kind of let's say conditions. Okay, and also there is no minimum credit score. So SoFi will work with you. I mean, Laurel Road they do have conditions for credit score minimum. So the higher the better with Laurel Road, but with SoFi things are a little different. So they don't have a set criteria. Let's say, of course, the higher the better. Anyway, okay. So what are the cons here? Well, you need the good credit. Let's say a fair to good credit to qualify, because even though there is no minimum credit score, basically if you have a very low credit score, like a bad credit score, you can still qualify, but you'll qualify with a huge APR. So and this huge APR can be a discouragement really, and so you have a higher maximum APR to really account for, and also you have a higher APR if you opt out of fees. So the fees are there to really reduce the APR. So if you opt out of, let's say, origination fees, which go all the way to 7%, the company will still charge you those fees through APRs. Okay, so something to really keep in mind, especially if you're trying to be funded real fast. So if you think about Laurel Road versus SoFi, which one should you go for this year? Which one should you really like? Where should you apply, and where should you actually? I mean, should you really? I mean, what company should you trust? Which lender should you trust for your personal loan? I mean, first of all, you understand that with Laurel Road, the maximum loan amount goes from 45 grand to 80 grand. I apologize here. Let me drink some water. So basically, the maximum goes from 45 to 80 grand with Laurel Road. But if you think about SoFi, the maximum loan amount is $100,000. Okay, so that being said, you have to look at the APR range, the minimum credit score, the kind of repayment terms you're looking for, and the fees. So if you think about the APR range, if you don't like a personal loan with a high APR, you definitely want to go with Laurel Road, okay? Because SoFi is definitely more expensive from an APR perspective than Laurel Road. For instance, the maximum APR on Laurel Road is 24.25%, which is almost 6% lower than SoFi. SoFi is around 30%, okay? In terms of minimum credit score, if you are looking for a lender that has a low credit score, go definitely with SoFi, because Laurel Road's minimum credit score is around 600 all the way to 680. Okay. In terms of repayment terms, basically you are better off with SoFi, because think about it. SoFi is giving you a maximum repayment window of 84 months. I mean, Laurel Road is probably giving you 5 years, so 60 months. Okay, so between 5 years and 7 years, I mean, you can make a choice real fast. Now, having said that, the longer your loan term, the more interest you will pay over the life of the loan. So if you're trying to really, if you're looking for a lower payment amount, then yeah, you go with SoFi. What about fees? Well, Laurel Road is definitely better, because Laurel Road doesn't charge any origination fees, which means you get the full amount you are approved for. Whereas SoFi, okay, they charge you anywhere from 0 to 7%. I mean, they don't require origination fees, but they give you the option to pay 1 up to 7% of the loan amount in exchange for a lower APR. So this is something to really think about. So before choosing a lender, compare APRs in terms to calculate the total borrowing cost of each option. So what's the choice here? If you think about Laurel Road versus SoFi, which option is better? Which lender is better? Well, SoFi and Laurel Road offer attractive personal loan options for you if you are a borrower with stellar credit profiles. If you have anything above 650, Laurel Road or SoFi will be really great for you. Okay, and so but SoFi is actually the better choice if you need funds fast and you want to take out a larger loan. Let's say you want a loan real fast and you want to borrow all the way to $100,000. Okay, so SoFi is definitely better. And by the way, SoFi is also better if you don't meet Laurel Road's credit score requirements. So Laurel Road actually is the obvious pick if you are a medical professional or you just say you're a healthcare professional overall. So this is kind of cool. Now, one thing for sure, if you want to evaluate things further, if you want to assess which lender may be the best option for you, consider pre-qualifying with both to compare rates and terms. That way, you can really make a decision. You can make a decision quietly. You can make a good decision quietly. So now, just keep in mind that pre-qualifying doesn't guarantee approval, right? You are giving the lender a chance to really look into your your profile, your financial profile, and giving you a pre-approval. Okay, but if you want them to really approve you for real, they will have to do a hard pull. So pre-qualification, there's no hard pull. This is a soft pull, but once you are ready to apply for real, they'll have a hard pull. Okay, so compare also more lenders before applying. I mean, SoFi and Laurel Road. Don't get me wrong; they're pretty good. They're pretty good lenders. They offer minimum rates for borrowers with bad credits, with good credit, with strong credit. But they're not the only personal loans on the market. Okay, you have tons of personal loan providers on the market, from upstarts all the way to upgrade. And again, this is for online lenders, but you can talk about physical lenders such as banks and credit unions. Okay, you have Navy Fed, you have Pentagon, you have PenFed, you have banks such as PNC, US Bank, Key Bank. You have big banks such as Chase, Wells Fargo, Citi, or Bank of America. So, in conclusion to this conversation, I spoke to you about Laurel Road versus SoFi. I give you the overview. I spoke about Laurel Road separately from SoFi. I give you the decision, the choice, and now the conclusion. Thank you so much. God bless you. I will see you next time. Until then, remember, stay marvelous.